All right, chemistry, here we go. We are going to look at your homework number 3, the first page. So, when you are doing these problems and you see that you've got grams and formula units or atoms, you've got to think, I got to use my mole map here. Okay, so now on the test, you can draw the mole map that we did, right? You'll also have a mole map in your blue sheet, which some of you have, okay? And so you'll get a mole map like this on the test that you can use to help you out as well. So right now we're going to use this one that we drew. Okay, and so let's look at the problem that we have and see what we're starting with and where we're supposed to go. So it says how many grams. So we know that's where we're supposed to end. That's what we're finding. And then we're going to start with the 7.40 times 10 to the 23rd formula units. So this is our start. Okay, whenever you're doing dimensional analysis, you always put your given over 1 or a blank, it doesn't matter. Okay, 7.40 times 10 to the 23rd. Okay, and that is formula units. Now, how do we know how many boxes to have? When you look at your mole map, look over here. Okay, if you're just going from grams to moles or atoms to moles, you just need 2 boxes because you have your given and 1 conversion. But since we're going all the way from atoms or formula units to grams, we're going to need our given, 1 step and 2 steps. That means 3 boxes. So go ahead and draw 3 big boxes. Okay, now we have room to do it all. Whenever you see the word grams in your problem, you know you're going to need to find the molar mass. So we'll need to find the molar mass for AgNO3. So let's just do that really quickly off to the side. So here's Ag, which is silver, N, and O3. So remember, these are the red numbers on the periodic table. So Ag, the mass is 108. And then we've got nitrogen, okay, and that mass is 14. There's only 1. And we have 3 oxygens, so that's 3 times 16. That's 48. Okay, we add those in your calculator and you should get 170. So that's going to be your molar mass. What's the unit for molar mass? Grams in 1 mole. So we'll need that in a few minutes, so keep that off to the side. Okay, going back to our problem. Okay, we started out with formula units. So this goes with the atoms and other particles. We want to get to moles, so we're going to follow this red arrow. So we're going to go divide by Avogadro's number. Remember, you put it on the bottom for division. So 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd. These are going to be formula units, just like that. And remember, you always put 1 mole on the other side. Okay, now since I have moles here, I've got to cancel it out by putting 1 moles down here. It's the rule of the diagonal. These units and these units have to be the same. Rule of the diagonal. Then they'll cancel out. What are we trying to find? How many grams? So we're going to put grams here. Grams of what? Well, this whole problem is about AgNO3. So that means that I need to find the molar mass of AgNO3, which we did over here. Remember, we found that it was 170. That's what goes here. Now I need to multiply the top numbers and divide by the bottom. So we're going to take the calculator, grab your calculator, and do it yourself. Okay. So we're going to take 7.40 times 10, that's the EE, right? 23. We're going to divide it by 6.02 EE 23 equals. I didn't put equals there, did I? And equals. No, I just did something wrong. Let's try that again. Okay, 7.40 EE 23 divided by 6.02 EE 23 equals 1.229, so on, right? This is the number of moles we have. Now, we know how many moles we have, so we're just going to multiply times the molar mass, and that will give us our grams. So the molar mass for silver nitrate was 170. Multiply, and our answer is 208.97. Okay, notice in this sheet they give you all the answers. I don't care about the answers. I care about you showing all your work, right? What unit do we have at the end? It's got to be grams. So here we go. So remember, moles canceled out, formula units canceled out, and that's what gives us grams at the end. Okay. Now, here we've just got moles and molecules. Okay, moles, molecules, they're right there. That means it's just a two-step problem because we're only using one side of the mole map. What are we starting with? Molecules. Start finding moles. So we start on this side and you're going to moles. You're going to divide by Avogadro's number. So we're going to put our given here, 7.50 times 10 to the 23rd over 1 and one more box. Okay, this is molecules, which is MC. So I want molecules down here and I want to find moles. That goes on top. 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd. Okay, now since this is on top and this is on bottom, I'm going to divide. Remember, this is 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd. Okay, 7.50 EE 23 dividing by Avogadro's number, 6.02 EE 23. Okay, so that one's pretty easy. 1.25. And our unit is mole of H2SO4. Okay, notice there are no grams here, right? So if there's no grams in the problem, you do not need to have your molar mass. Okay, the next one, in number 3, do you see grams? Yes, so we need molar mass, right? So whenever you see grams, you know we're going to have to find the molar mass. Sodium sulfate. Now this problem is different than the other ones because it doesn't have the formula. So we have to, if you have a name, you've got to put it in the formula first. So remember, this is Na, okay, that's sodium, it's an alkali metal, so it's a +1. Sulfate is a polyatomic. Do you remember the charge on SO4? That's going to be -2. Okay, so then we're going to take this, it's going to be Na2SO4. So we're going to take that over here and we're going to do NaSO. So I have 2 NAs and I have 4 oxygens. All right, so sodium is 23. 2 times 23 is going to be 46. 1 sulfur, what's that mass? Right, 32. And each oxygen is 16. How many do we have? 4. 4 times 16 is 64. So 6 plus 6, that's 12. Carry the 1, that's 8, that's 14. So our mass here should be 142. Remember, molar mass is grams per mole. Okay, so this is the molar mass of sodium sulfate, and that's what we're going to need to use in our problem. Okay, so let's go back over here. It says how many moles? This is what we're finding, and we're starting with grams. So let's look at our mole map one more time. Okay, we've got grams and moles, so we're only using one side. It's 2 boxes, and it said that we're starting with grams, so we're going to go from here to moles. What do? You're going to divide by the molar mass. So let's go ahead and put 450 grams. That's our given. Put that over 1. Grams, and we want moles. We know it's just 2 steps because it's half the mole map. All right, what do we put here? This is the molar mass of our sodium sulfate, which we calculated over there. That's 142. So you're going to divide those and get your answer, right? This should come out pretty close to 3.2 moles. So you guys can finish that one later. Now look at number 5. Number 4 is really like number 1, so I'm not going to show you that one. That's like number 1. Okay, so you should be able to do that one in the same pattern. In number 5, what are we looking for? This is what you need to do for all problems. We're finding formula units. That's a particle, right? What do we start with? Grams. Okay, this is our given, or what we start with. So let's look over here. If we're starting with grams and we want to go to atoms, we're going to need to do a 3-step problem. So we're going to take our given, and that's going to be in grams. And then we're going to divide by the molar mass, okay? And then we want to go all the way over to atoms. So we're going from moles to atoms. So this time we'll times by Avogadro's number. Okay, so it's a 3-step problem. So let's try to set this up. We know we need 3 boxes, so let's go ahead and make 3 nice boxes. Chunk, chunk. There we go. All right, our given, 2.30 grams. So grams has to go here, and then we're going to moles, okay? And then we'll put moles down here, because you always have to cancel out your units on the diagonal. Now, we need to get to formula units. Do you remember how many formula units are in 1 mole? Look at your mole map if you don't remember. Okay, that's 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd. Okay, and it said we had to multiply, so that goes on top. Now, how do we know what to put with these grams? Right, whenever you see grams, it's got to be the molar mass. So let's go over here, and we're going to do NH4SO2. Okay, nitrogen, that's 14. I have 4 hydrogens. Each of those is 1. That's 4. Sulfur is 32. 2 times 16 is also 32, right? Because I have 2 oxygens. And what do we do with all of these numbers to find the molar mass? We will add them up. Okay, so that's 8, 10, 12. Carry the 1, and that's going to give us 2, and that should give us 82. All right, so 82 grams per mole. That's what goes right here for your molar mass. Now you're going to take this number, divide it by 82, and multiply it by 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd, and it should come out to pretty close to this number. Okay? All right, so good luck. Work on your homework. Please pay attention to the sub and make sure that you copy down the rest of the examples for the homework, because we've got a test coming up pretty quickly here. Thank you very much, and I hope you guys have a great day. Bye-bye.